All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to go over something that's literally going to make or break the success of your Google Ads campaigns, and that's what's called search intent of the keywords that you are targeting. Targeting the correct keywords with the right search intent is literally going to make the difference between a profitable campaign and wasting clicks on keywords that are never going to convert or are very unlikely to convert into paying customers or clients for your business. So what I'm going to do is I have pulled up 2 examples of keyword lists in the Google Ads keyword planner. And I want to go through these with you and show you what I'm talking about so that you understand what's going to happen when you select certain keywords and what you need to think about when selecting keywords for Google Ads. Now, a very important point, first of all, to note about Google Ads keywords is that the keywords are essentially a reflection of the psychology of people searching on things on Google Ads. And so what happens is keywords essentially lump certain ways that people think together in like categories based on the keyword. And what I mean by that is obviously 2 different people typing in something like family law may have 2 different types of things they're looking for. So this is an example of a keyword that's not got clear intent, because somebody searching family law might be looking for a family lawyer, but somebody searching family law might just want to know what is family law. And so that's an example of one that's not 100% clear on what the intent behind it is. And so it's not a clear like category of thinking, if that makes sense. However, something like divorce lawyers near me is pretty damn clear what that keyword is. And so it lumps all the people together who want a divorce lawyer in a much more defined sense, if that makes sense. If you picture like a circle with like a sharp cutoff edge, divorce lawyers near me would be a pretty tight circle with a sharp cutoff. Whereas the keyword family law is kind of a more broad circle that kind of fades out at the edges because it's not quite clear where the line is drawn as to what these people want. And so each keyword you have to think about, is this specific keyword likely to be pulling in the type of person I want to actually pay to click on my ad so that they're likely to become a customer? And that's what you have to think about. Are your potential customers likely to go on Google and actually type this keyword in? So for example, if you are a family law firm, you want to get family law clients, right? Advertising for the keyword family law may get you clients because you'll probably have a good chunk of those people actually looking for a family lawyer. But let's say you only had 1 click to spend the money on. Would you bet all of your money on the fact that somebody who typed in the keyword family law would click on your ad and become a potential client? I personally would not. I don't think that it's guaranteed enough of a success to actually click on that. And so then what happens is that keyword becomes a keyword that you can worry about further down the line when you got more money to spend on trying to expand. However, for the highest intent, I would be looking for something very specific. Like for example, family lawyers near me. You know exactly what this person wants. They want a family lawyer near them. Now, no keyword is really ever going to convert 100% of the time because there's a lot of different elements to what actually gets someone to convert. There's obviously what they need, then there's what you offer, then there's are they going to buy from you? Are they in that exact second looking to buy from you? Do they even like the color of your website can be a factor, all these random things, right? But you can narrow it down a significant portion by selecting the right intent keywords. And this is an example of something. So somebody looking family lawyers near me is very likely to need a family lawyer that's near them and probably very soon. That's why they're looking for this. Like they want someone now, basically. This is why they're typing that in. They're not at the informational stage of the buying cycle. Like there's a process that people go through when they're looking for any product or service where they're like gathering information, trying to make a decision, then they're more sold and now they're deciding on who they want to buy it from. And these guys are basically deciding who are they going to buy it from. The only more intent people you can have beyond this is basically searching brand. If they're searching your specific brand, then like that's as basically as high intent as it gets. They want your brand. But if they're not quite there, which in most cases that's not the case, especially for local businesses, this is about as good as it's going to get. So see, if we compare that to, for example, family law, now you can see that family law is a bit unclear, a bit more, ambiguous. It's not, you don't know if they specifically want a family lawyer near them. Are they just looking for family law in general? What is family law? Are they just researching, etc. And so that's the thing you need to keep in mind. So if we keep going down this list, you can see, for example, family law attorney near me. I would say that's quite a high intent keyword as well. Family law solicitors, pretty high intent as well. Family solicitors. So like near me is probably the highest intent. And then these slightly more general ones are the next down the list. And then from there, you start getting something like uncontested divorce. So if we take a look at, let's say, divorce lawyer near me, it would be the equivalent of like family lawyer near me. It's just specific for divorce. Compare that to uncontested divorce. Well, what does uncontested divorce mean? Is that they want a lawyer for uncontested divorce? Do they want to know what it is? Do they want to know if it's possible? Do they need free advice? It could be a number of things. And so this one has a much unclearer search intent and is less likely to be a high converting keyword. So if you think about what is this person trying to find out when they type this in, you should start getting a clearer understanding of whether they're likely to convert or not. Now, a kind of cheat way to actually discover this is to take this keyword, copy it, and I'm going to do it in private to get clean results. Go to Google and actually type the keyword in, because what's going to happen here is it's going to tell you what does Google think people are searching. So in this case, if we search uncontested divorce, Google's obviously got a range of data, like millions and millions of searches a day that it can draw from to figure out what these keywords are likely to be. Now, we can go into the argument of how good they're doing that and their quality of their results lately, and let's just ignore that for the time being. If you take a look at this, you got uncontested divorce. First thing we see is a informational article, not a divorce lawyer's website. Then we've got what is an uncontested divorce. Then we've got more informational articles, FAQ, forms, what is it? Do your own. So another informational. Basically, all these are informational articles. And so what this is telling us is that Google has decided, based on all of its data and millions of searches a day, that when somebody searches this keyword, they're not actually looking for a divorce lawyer. Otherwise, if they thought that, they would give them divorce lawyers right here. So now you can clearly see that bidding on this keyword is probably not going to result in someone who actually needs a divorce lawyer contacting you, because that's not what they want when they search this keyword. Now, don't make a mistake. People will still click your ad and you will pay for those clicks, I guarantee you. But the problem is you won't get a very high conversion rate and it's not going to be profitable more than likely anyway. And so you have to keep that in mind. Here to give you an example, if I type in divorce lawyer near me, look at how the results change on Google now. Now check this out. First of all, you got a bunch of ads because people are actually advertising for this because they realize it's a high intent keyword. Then we've got the local results with actual law firms. Then we got some questions which are usually there. Then we now have a list of law firms. It's so clear that this is someone looking for a law firm, and all Google gives them is law firms. It doesn't really give them any informational articles like you saw just before. It just gives them law firms because that's what they've determined somebody here searching this specific high intent keyword wants. And so this is how you need to approach it when you are selecting keywords for your campaign. Now I'm going to give you one other example that's not law, just to give you a range of things so you see how to look at this. So if we do concreting, this is another good one because I've directly dealt with this and I've seen all the random stuff that can come up with concrete. So concrete driveways. For example, concrete driveways, this is another one that's not 100% clear what this actually is. Is this someone looking for people who do concrete driveways? Is this someone looking for concrete driveway ideas? You know, it could be, do they want pictures to see what types of concrete driveways they are? Is it someone looking what is a concrete driveway? I know that might sound ridiculous in this case, but it could be an informational based intent. And so bidding on this keyword is probably not going to get you a huge amount of success as bidding on something more specific would. So for example, if we scroll down the list, concrete driveway contractors is a much more higher intent keyword. And so is concrete driveway contractors and near me, as you can see here. That is someone wanting someone who can build them a concrete driveway basically now. And again, to illustrate this point, let's go back to Google and let's type these in. I'll open them side by side. So you can see now concrete driveways may well open the search commercial results like actual concrete companies. I'm not sure. I've done this in a different country in Australia. I haven't tested this in New Zealand, so I don't actually know what the results are going to be. I haven't tested it before this video. They might be commercial, but let's see what it throws up. It's an interesting example. So concrete driveway contractors near me. You get an ad, you get another ad for installation, you get another ad for concrete services, and now you get a bunch of concreting companies as expected, Auckland Concrete Driveways, concrete driveway installers, etc., etc. Exactly what you'd expect. Concrete companies near you, based on your location. Concrete driveways, on the other hand, if we take a look here, okay, so we do get a couple of concrete driveway companies because that's obviously what a large section of these people search. But what's also interesting is you can see here, we've now got images as the third result and also the recommendation for different types of concrete driveways. If we go back to this one, you can see we did not have that here. Google thought it was more important to show you ads and then the actual locations of businesses in your area, as opposed to, in this case, giving you ideas. And if you remember, I mentioned earlier, people might be looking for concrete driveway ideas, and it's because I know this niche and these keywords, I know what they're looking for. So it's giving you examples of different types of concrete driveways and also pictures. Now, it's giving us a people also ask, which I don't remember being on this other one. Okay, it was my mistake. However, let's take a look at the questions. Okay, so the questions are largely the same, although these are basically all to do with cost, because obviously it's commercial, whereas there are some informationals here, like how thick are they and what are the cons. So you can see that the intent is slightly more informational here, and they're dividing it in this case to try and give you a bit of both and see, probably trying to account for all the different potential searches here because the intent is split. Now we've got the local results, and now we've got some more businesses here as well, and then ads as well. So as you can see here, and so now on page 2, we're actually starting to get into slightly more informational keywords, as you can see here. Only 1 or 2 articles, but we're starting to get some. So as you can see here, the intent on this one is not as clear cut as the divorce case I showed you earlier, but there still is a slight differentiator here. And I would be willing to bet if you ran ads for this, you would see a much higher conversion rate on this particular keyword than you would on this one. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, so then the question goes, why not just run this keyword versus this one? Well, what's going to happen is this one gets a ton more searches than the other one, and at some point you're going to hit a cap. As you can see here, this gets up to 100 searches a month. This one gets up to 1,000, so potentially 10 times more. So at some point you are going to have to expand into these slightly less specific keywords and see if you can make them profitable, and that's part of the game of scaling a Google Ads account. However, this is something to keep in mind. If you are just starting a campaign, my recommendation would be that you go for these very, very specific keywords like these, which are super commercial intended. People want to buy the thing now and are looking for it, and start there and max those out before you start going into the more general terms like concrete driveways and things like that, or like pressure washing a driveway. You probably don't want that if you're trying to get concreting, but that's another topic. So I hope this one illustrated for you guys the difference between the search intent behind these keywords, because honestly, in my experience running many Google Ads accounts, this is literally one of the most important things about whether you're going to have success with a Google Ads account or not. It's literally selecting the right keywords with the right intent, and in making sure also that Google is showing them for this intent. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go into the campaign insights and reports and go to the search terms and filter through these search terms. Because even if you select the correct keywords, Google, if it's on phrase match or even exact match or anything like that, it's still going to show your ad for a bunch of random keywords, and you're going to have to filter them out. So make sure you go in here and you filter these out. But basically, this is going to make a huge difference to your campaign if you apply it properly. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have any questions about any of this, put them in the comments below and I will answer them. If you'd like my help getting results with Google Ads and possibly even SEO, go to dominatemarketing.io. Book a call with me there and I'll see how I can help. Otherwise, if you'd like me to coach you on how to run Google Ads effectively and do SEO for only $49 a month, go to learndominatemarketing.com. You can jump on 2 calls a week with me there and I'll coach you through how to do all this and do it properly so that you can run profitable ads. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Catch you on the next one.